Good afternoon. I hope everyone has had a fantastic Sunday. Welcome to our weekly recap of what we've been talking about in chapel at Courthouse Bay. We've been going through the Gospel of Mark, taking it section by section each week, and this week we were finishing up chapter 7, but it's coming off of the heels of a fantastic passage where Jesus is talking about clean versus unclean, pure versus impure. And last week we ended with Jesus saying it's not what goes into a person that makes him unclean, but it's what comes out of a person that makes him unclean. All of the things that come from the heart are what really make someone unclean. Now, Mark continues the story of Jesus by giving us a story of Jesus dealing with a non-Jewish or a Gentile woman. Someone who should not have approached him. It would not have been appropriate for a woman who was not even a Jewish woman to approach him. She was an outsider, an outcast, and yet she is the one who approaches Jesus. Mark chapter 7, starting at verse 24. Jesus left the place he was in and went to the vicinity of Tyre. He entered a house and did not want anyone to know it, yet he could not keep his presence secret. In fact, as soon as she heard about him, a woman whose little daughter was possessed by an evil spirit came and fell at his feet. The woman was a Greek, born in Syrian Phoenicia. She begged Jesus to drive the demon out of her daughter. "First, let the children eat all they want," he told her, "for it is not right to take the children's bread and toss it to the dogs." "Yes, Lord," she replied, "but even the dogs under the table eat the children's crumbs." Then he told her, "For such a reply you may go. The demon has left your daughter." She went home and found her child lying on the bed and the demon gone. You see, when she approaches Jesus, he gives her a little test of faith, so to speak. Right? He has come initially to the Jewish people to spread God's message, and so he is using a very common slur against non-Jewish people, calling them dogs, right? Outsiders, outcasts, not part of God's community. He's saying it's not right what is intended for God's people and give it to outsiders, to their dogs. And she comes back with even the dogs eat the crumbs. She's recognizing that God is doing something, and so she wants to eat from the table where everyone else is getting fed. She shows that her heart is in the right place. And Jesus says, I see. It's not just a matter of outsider, insider, but your heart is here for what God is wanting to do. See, Jesus gives us a very powerful message that the gospel isn't just for one group. We, as human beings, love to divide people. When we make all sorts of divisions among us, socioeconomic divisions, ethnic divisions, workplace divisions between the haves and the have-nots, different positions and ranks, we divide people all the time. And Jesus comes along and says, no, I'm here for everybody. In fact, this is what the Apostle Paul reiterates in his letter to the Galatians. In Galatians chapter 3, he says, "There is neither Jew nor Greek, slave or free, male or female, for you are all one in Christ Jesus." You see, because of our faith, we are all now united. We all become part of the same family. There's no such thing as an outsider or an outcast. God opens his arms and says, everybody is welcome at my table. Everybody is welcome in my house. You see, the Christian faith is not supposed to be about division. It's supposed to be about embracing everybody, because that's what God does. God embraces us and loves us when we are unlovable, and calls us to love the unlovable, to befriend the friendless, and to bring hope to the hopeless. You see, our faith is so much more than just a personal belief, but it needs to have an outward expression about how we interact with other people and the world around us. It's not just about what you believe, but it's about how you behave. Love God, but love other people too. You can do it, and have a great day.